Wow.
All right, Mike McCarthy out.
Wow.
And can I tell you something that is hysterical? And I don't know if I always trust the reports from this guy, but it's always funny if something is funny.
It better be funny.
If it's funny, then I'm going to read it to you.
Yeah, let's go.
It better be funny.
Jordan Schultz.
I would.
That's kind of where I'm at, too. I would. So I'm going to read you a very report.
Depends on the wording of this tweet.
For what it's worth, Bill Belichick would have been interested in the Cowboys job, and it's believed that Dallas would have been interested in him had he known the position would become available. Belichick and his camp never received any indication during back-channel conversations that the job would open up, which is partly why he ended up at North Carolina. Belichick has an excellent relationship with the Jones family. Like, if that is actually how it went in terms of there's guys that you would really, really like, unless I could lowball Mike and get him on exactly the terms I want, and they didn't know that you would be interested, and you let people get away that you wanted to be your head coach, high sports hate you.
Two things on that. One, the Cowboys could still have him if they want. $10 million buyout.
Will Jerry pay $10 million?
You
Nope.
only pay his coach $10 million a year.
The other part about that,
You're going to pay Bill.
the other part about why that's legit, though, is because go back to what the Seth Wickersham article about Bill Belichick when he went to Carolina. Bill Belichick surveyed the scene and said, like, okay, is there any jobs that are available? The response that he got from Dallas, we're not sure. So the Cowboys weren't sure when Bill apparently made it of note, or of interest, of note to them that I'm interested in them. So, and that makes sense in my opinion.
Well, he should have waited if he wanted the Cowboys job.
For sure, but he had a bird in the hand.
People don't do that. People are
I
smart.
know, but
They're
but
worried
they
about their
weren't
future.
Sure. I mean, that's typical of the Cowboys. They weren't sure. They didn't know they were moving on. They'd have known that, they wouldn't have taken a week after the season.
But that's
that's the
why they're broken.
Oh, I agree.
That's why we are polling for the dumbest team in pro sports.
Yeah, but Bill Belichick.
Like Bill Belichick's supposed to sit on his ass with a
Let him
job
cook.
offer, and they're going to be like, "Yeah, I'll give you." But hey, just hold on. And Bill
Let him
says,
cook.
"Listen, just hold on for a couple of weeks. I need to see in a couple of weeks what the landscape is like." North Carolina's like, "Well, coaches are going off the board. We can't do that, Bill. We have to hire a guy." And Bill's like, "Yeah, but I don't know. We have to see if Mike McCarthy's going to take a low ball offer from Jerry Jones, or if he's going to want to be treated like a real adult. And if he's going to want to be treated like a real adult, then Jerry's going to be like, well, that doesn't really work for me. And I don't really have a plan because I didn't set up the things that were going to be behind that if we weren't going to come to an agreement because I don't know what I'm doing."
knew a rant was coming.
Yeah.
No, don't clap. It's not fun.
knew it.
It's not fun.
I knew it
Clarence,
was
you had
coming.
something to say? Yeah.
I knew
And
it
here's
was
the other
coming.
thing. I wouldn't want Bill Belichick.
I was saying,
But
Bill
just-
Belichick don't wear skinny jeans. That's what I was getting ready.
No, he don't
But
have his ankles
we
out.
wanna
got his
go-
ankles
but-
out.
but
He
he
got
doing-
the ankles
You
out.
know,
We
he
need
don't
the
wear
ankles
skinny
out.
jeans. I thought we wanted to coach with skinny
I
jeans.
don't want him anyway, but if you're the man in charge and you would have been interested, but you just had to see how it played out and you asked the entire world to be put on hold until you figure out exactly, if you can get exactly the way you want things, like that is Jerry Jones. When you talk about timing of announcements or when is a contract going to get done, your starting point should be Jerry Jones' ego is massive.
Yep.
And go from there. Like, now when do I think the decision would be made? If I factor in that this is all going to happen on the timeline of a gigantic ego, now what does it mean? Jerry got to be the lead all week leading up to the wild card games by having McCarthy in limbo. And now we're basically to the deadline. And I honestly don't think this means McCarthy won't be the coach. I think it means that he didn't accept Jerry's silly terms, and Jerry's like, cool, then I guess this isn't going to work out, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do later. And then Mike's not going to actually get a job, and Jerry's going to be like, you ready to be lowballed yet? And Mike's going to be like, I don't know. Like, they're goofballs.
Will Mike get a job before Jerry hires a new head coach?
Mike's not getting a job.
I don't think Mike will get a job because you have, what, 6? So he's got a crack at Chicago. He's got a crack at New Orleans. But it's 6
Jacksonville.
openings, maybe Jacksonville.
What
Maybe
about-
the Raiders.
What about the Raiders now?
Yeah, maybe the Raiders.
I don't know if Tom wants him.
Maybe.
I don't know if Tom will sign off on Mike McCarthy.
I mean, maybe though. Tom said, "Hey, you won a Super Bowl." I mean, real recognize real that way. I don't know.
It's and it just depends. I mean, I honestly think Jacksonville, because they just fired Retread Man. I bet Jacksonville is thinking young, up and coming.
Maybe
They're not
they got
thinking
Trent Baalke
Retread
though.
Man.
They got an older GM veteran who's kind of been around, and I could see them going back to that well.
I can't see Mike going to a place without a quarterback.
I mean, I could see Mike accepting any head coaching job
Well,
if somebody
that's true.
offered it to him.
New Orleans
So
makes
you
sense.
consider Trevor Lawrence not a quarterback?
No, I was thinking of
I
Oakland.
would.
I was thinking the Raiders.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I mean,
I
I think
would.
he could fix it.
Yeah,
I think
I
he
don't-
probably
yeah.
thinks he could fix the Trevor Lawrence because
Okay.
he's, I don't know if he thinks he can fix the situation with the Raiders.
No, you need a quarterback in
Are you guys ready
in
for the
Vegas.
most likely outcome?
Yes. Let's talk about who's.
Do you want me to list some candidates, or do you want to just go
I mean,
right
I can give you one that I think is very realistic because it's Jerry.
Yeah, go for it.
Jerry loves Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
The Eagles offense had A.J. Brown reading self-help books on the sideline but to not punch his quarterback. But, I mean, I think, again, go back to the world revolves around Jerry has to be your starting point. He likes that guy, and I bet you Kellen Moore will get lowballed. He'd be like, oh, being a head coach sounds great. Like, my Jerry breadcrumbs are that it's way more likely it's Kellen Moore than Ben Johnson.
Well, wait a second.
100%.
And one reason Kellen Moore works is because one thing Jerry talked about was because of the commitment they had to Dak. And they're going to bring in a coach that's going to be aligned with their commitments. So, and Kellen Moore is in Dak's relationship, and Dak been, making this much money, he aligns with that commitment.
So let me ask this question now, because is there any pushback because of the relationship with Jerry? Well, they had to eventually let Kellen Moore go, right? They tried it initially with Mike McCarthy, and then it didn't work out. And
The two didn't work well together.
So is there any resentment that comes from Kellen Moore?
No.
Or does Kellen Moore sit back and go, you know what? I want to be a head coach one day, but I don't know if I want to be a head coach there.
No, I think that's why I think he has a chance, is because I view him as not a great head coach candidate.
But see, he's like,
but Jerry could be comfortable and it could be cheap.
He knows him.
Like that's what I
would you think that Kellen Moore says,
Jerry.
I've been in that system, I've been in Chargers system, I've been in Philadelphia, I've kind of got an understanding of how things are run, and maybe now in Philadelphia, which is a team that you like the way that they build, they team build, the management, all that kind of stuff.
They have the best roster in football, so I like them.
Do you look at that and you go, I know what this looks like and feels like, and I'm never going to get that there?
No, I mean, just getting back to your initial question of whether he would have resentment, he understood that was a Mike McCarthy thing.
Okay.
And so that's separate from a Jerry thing, because he knows that Jerry was committed. Jerry forced him on Mike McCarthy. And so he understood that from the big picture, Mike McCarthy keeping his job, he had to commit to himself, and Jerry let Mike make that decision. So there will be no resentment from Kellen Moore because he got let go because Mike McCarthy wanted to call plays. He understands this was a place he became a coach. This was a place he became an OC. It's a place he's familiar with, owners he's familiar with. Certainly he would take this job.
Yeah, you're going to strike when the iron's hot, too, at the end of the day.
I mean, there's 32 of them at the end of the day. And I wonder if, and look, yes, I know there are a lot of Eagle fans that watch this show because we hate Jerry so much, and you guys think that's fun. Or I don't hate Jerry. I want to be clear about that. I think that he is a mostly kind-hearted, empathetic man who loves his family. I hate that he owns the football team that I want to win. And I forgot where I was going with it.
Let's name off some candidates and just initial reactions. How about that? Ready?
Yeah.
Ben Johnson.
Absolutely.
No. I would love it. Not
He's
happening.
not paying him.
Aaron Glenn.
Absolutely.
I would love it. He's probably going to the Jets.
Pete Carroll.
No, absolutely not.
No, I would.
I remember what I was going to say. Kellen might just miss Dak. Like, I know Eagle fans, your team is way better and you're winning right now, but Kellen might be like, man, I miss having a quarterback who could throw the ball.
I don't hate that idea.
I don't hate Pete Carroll if you're telling me that you're going to allow him to get some young assistants.
Yeah.
He got to. He's 80 years old.
His thing was always forcing a run into stacked boxes for 3 yards to carry over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
On the goal line.
Except on the goal line
to win the Super Bowl.
To try to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Pete Carroll can come in if he's going to leave the offense alone and you just think he's a good leader, and chewing the hell out of some gum sounds fun.
A lot of gum.
Boy, Sean Payton was chewing the hell out of some gum this weekend.
Okay. Next.
Robert Saleh. That's the guy that I think would be a great candidate for him.
Absolutely.
But would they do it?
Yes.
I'm sorry. My answer to will they do it is no to all the names you've said, but my answer is yes to all the names you've said.
Got you. Cliff Kingsbury.
Hell no. I hope.
But would he do it? I feel like that's in the vein that he might do it, even though initial reactions like don't do it.
I think an athletic quarterback like Jaden Daniels makes Cliff Kingsbury offense works. That's not that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw what happened when he tried to move because of you.
But you need a running quarterback to make Kingsbury offense work.
Which, by the way, another day, another conversation. I think the conversation is, if your quarterback can't move in the year of 2025 going forward,
it's going to get tough on you.
He's ASS, and you're probably going to have some tough time winning football games.
Do you think Dak is mobile?
No.
Well, when he tried to be
what
mobile.
Did you just call him?
When he tried to be mobile, what happened when he tried to be mobile?
Tore his hamstring off the bone.
That was you.
Keep going.
Okay. Vikings defensive coordinator, Brian Flores.
I love Brian Flores.
I love Brian
Absolutely.
All right, so let's can we talk about the elephant in the room?
Yeah, for sure.
You think there's a certain thing that wouldn't get hired?
Jerry is not hiring an African American head coach. I'll say it because we're all thinking it. I'll say it. Jesse will say it. Flores, Glenn, Tomlin,
Saleh.
Well,
he's
Saleh.
Okay, a little light skin.
Yeah,
You think light skin's got a shot?
Yo, he ain't hiring Dion either. Jerry's not giving the keys to his Ferrari to.
I'm just glad you brought that back up. Is Dion now back in play?
No.
Because
Is the
Shedeur can't
talk
get
of
here.
Dion now back in play?
The talk will always be.
It'll be there, but
I don't think Dion works in NFL football.
I don't
I think
either.
Dion works great in college
They
football.
can't get Shedeur.
Never worked NFL football, but it didn't stop people from running that narrative, especially in '88.
yeah, they can't get Shedeur. The last one I've got for you guys right now, John Gruden.
I told you I was my dark horse months ago. I said that was my dark horse months ago, and he fits everything that Jerry Jones would want in a head coach.
So they won't hire a black coach, but
But
will
they'll
hire a guy
hire
who's accused of racism and
racism.
sexism.
Some misogyny in there. Definitely some homophobia in those emails.
Yeah, just a little cocktail there.
Yes, actually, yes.
I think they like that.
That's what we're doing.
Yes. I mean,
When Gruden gets the job,
That's what we're doing.
revisit this.
yes. I said this months ago. I
that's
told you
what
guys
we're
this
doing.
months ago. I was saying that John Gruden was the dark horse that no one was talking about. He slowly kind of ingratiated himself back into the football community, being with, look at, he's at Barstool.
Yeah.
Misogynist, race.
Well, they're
all right.
less than
Yeah.
they used to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are
And
what
he
they are.
probably is too.
Cool.
One note on Gruden and Brian Flores, though, both have active lawsuits against the NFL currently. So
I would be happy with either of the two directions, and they're going to take the third one because I do think there's two directions: the young, creative, ankle out, offensive mind that you're giving the head coaching job because really you want him to run your offense, but that's the deal. You want to get him, you make him the head coach. Your Ben Johnson types, I would take that. Kingsbury, maybe. Like I do think he's rebuilt himself from previous failure.
The look fits. His look fits.
is Kingsbury getting
He
all
has
these
a
jobs
look.
if he's 5'9" and 350 pounds?
No.
You think being a handsome man plays a role?
Coach
Being a
100%.
handsome white male
I
works.
do facially profile.
Coach-
So I was thinking about this over the
100%.
weekend.
Coach
I
Bro.
facially profile my ass off. Y'all remember where is Gannon the coach in Arizona?
Jonathan Gannon,
Not a coach face.
No,
Right?
no.
Lions game, every time they kept showing Aaron Glenn on the sideline, I'm like, coach.
Coach face.
That is a coach.
Yeah.
Like he's got a little bit of I'm an older man, but
Yeah.
you could see in his eyes and face, I have wisdom, I have leadership, I have knowledge to impart upon you. And
He
then I
wears
see Jonathan
readers.
Gannon, I'm like, that ain't gonna work. I can facially profile a coach. I know who can coach. Well, we'll just go to the two paths that I'd love to see them go down that they won't and the way that they're going to go. How about that? McCarthy reportedly out. What is next for the Cowboys? We keep it going next on the Cowboys DLLS podcast.
McCarthy will be looking for a new destination, and whatever that home may be, maybe he's going back to the barn. If he's going back to the barn, I hope he gets some new flooring in there. And I want Mike McCarthy, I want Michael from Pittsburgh to go to EmpireToday.com. And listen, you won't have a contract right now for next year, so save yourself a little bit of bread, my boy. Use the promo code DLLS and get $350 off new flooring. I'm talking to you, Michael from Pittsburgh. Go to Empire Today, and you don't have to leave your own. You don't have to leave the barn. You can get online like you said you were doing before you got the head coaching job and watching all this film. You can get online and just put the barn dominium floor into the fixated thing that they have online, and you can just fixate it.
Okay.
And you can get carpet, wood, laminate, vinyl, whatever you need, whatever you guys need for your home as well. It's not just for Michael from Pittsburgh. It's for you too. We are a people show. But head on over to EmpireToday.com. Use the promo code DLLS and get $350 off new flooring now.
Shout out to our friends at the East-West Shrine Bowl as well, which is going to take place at AT&T Stadium in, 17 days? January 30th. It's America's
good
oldest.
math.
Thank you. Thank you. I can do
good math.
simple addition and
It's
subtraction.
good math. It's good math.
It's America's oldest college football all-star game, and it's being held right here in DFW, January 30th. Be a part of history in the making. It's the 100th East-West Shrine Bowl at AT&T Stadium. It's a college all-star game where you can see some of the guys that may be your next Dallas Cowboys that you'll be pulling for. Current Cowboys or current-ish Cowboys who might be on I think both their contracts are up. Brian Anger was a Shrine Bowl guy. So was Rico Dowdle. So was Tom Brady. So was Brock Purdy, Isaiah Pacheco, Zay Flowers. You see the future of football right there at the Shrine Bowl. And it's been the starting point for a whole bunch of noteworthy NFL careers. 80 Pro Football Hall of Famers, 200 members of the College Hall of Fame. Tickets start at just $20. Use the code DLLS when you buy 2 or more to get 50% off. Shrinebowl.com.
The thought of Kellen Moore being my head coach.
Yeah. You know why? Facially profiling. You can't
just-
see it.
You know,
It just-
You can't see with Kellen Moore?
Huh?
You can't see with Kellen Moore?
No, you can't see. That's not a head
Hell
coach
no.
face.
Quarterback.
That's not a head
Hell
coach.
no.
He never had a quarterback face.
Never.
Oh.
That's why NFL wise.
and doesn't have a quarterback press conference. I just don't see him in
He
front
doesn't
of
have a
the
quarterback
room.
offense either.
This is what
We'll put
Chill
that out
cares
there.
about. Chill cares about are the press conferences good.
No.
I-
I care about him being able to command the room. I mean, he does not come across. You listen to him, talk to him. He doesn't come across as a leader.
So those are
He doesn't engender confidence.
I don't
that
want.
this
I don't
man
want.
can
I don't
get
want
it
my
done.
head coach being friends with my quarterback. I don't want them friendly. They're too friendly. Like they're boys. Like remember, like they shared a quarterback room together.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott, they shared a quarterback room together. They were
Yeah.
players together.
No,
I don't
I'm
want
not-
that.
But why not?
Because I want there to be a firm delineation of I am boss, you are employee.
like how your parents aren't supposed to be your friends.
Yes, like I ain't your little friend. Like, remember, I know
Yeah,
that's fair,
of
that's
course.
fair. I ain't your little friend. Okay, and I don't think Kellen Moore looks at Dak as somebody who he can come into and be like, "Hey, don't throw the ball over there, damn it! I told you this time and time again." It's more like, "Hey, buddy, hey, listen, for me, can you just? That's not the read. Let's not go there.
You know,
Let's throw the ball where it's supposed. I don't need that. I need something. I need people that's going to be able to stand in front of the group, the entire group, and command and demand the room. This Kellen Moore just doesn't do that for me.
it's something I threw out last week. It certainly doesn't look good on the light today with that first down at the goal line and you're not being able to get in. And I thought about Steve Sarkisian, guy who has pro
Good looking
experience.
man.
$53 million buyout, no chance.
I'm
No
just saying,
chance.
But,
53.
but would Jerry look at a college coach? You know, and you know
He's done it multiple times.
Yeah, would
Bill
he look-
Belichick, no.
Which one doesn't have, which one doesn't have a buyout and is willing to coach for peanuts?
Bill
Bill
Belichick's
Belichick.
part of that.
The Notre Dame coach is going to get a lot of consideration. I know
Just because he's light skinned, he's still black.
I'm just saying.
I'm just
the Bears
saying.
looking
You
at
said
it.
Salah had a better chance.
He's half black, half Asian.
Yeah.
But
We got a solid. Is it Asian or Indian?
it's Asian.
Asian.
Yeah.
Salah?
No, Marcus Freeman.
No, Freeman.
Freeman.
I'm talking about. We have a good solid Indian community here in DFW.
Which
Well, he's not Indian either.
this is
I'm
the
I'm
worst.
talking about for Salah.
Salah's not Indian.
about
He's
your
not
guy?
Indian?
No, he's not Indian. He's,
No, he's not.
He's another.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right.
Come on. If you don't know, let's
I
move
just
on. What about your guy in Oregon,
Palestinian?
Who, Dan Lanning?
Dan Lanning?
Dan Lanning actually, like, in terms of buyout, like, I don't think that he has a buyout worth doing. But in terms of being an NFL head coach, one thing I think Jerry Jones actually would like is someone who is Dan Campbell. But because I think he actually would have, in hindsight, rather have just got Dan Campbell, a guy who's tough, former player. Dan Lanning has that kind of tough commanding
Yeah, but
thing
you
too.
said before, but him and Phil Knight are friends. He would never do that to Phil Knight.
Oh no, yeah, he's staying. But like I'm saying, like in terms of being an
I
NFL
just brought
coach,
up
I
a
think that could
college
be
coach. I was thinking about guys that would,
But it also helps tell, I think, maybe what Jerry Jones could be interested in too. I mean, that's why Aaron Glenn kind of actually would fit with me too. I mean, I know there's one aspect of not, but former Cowboy,
Oh, Jerry's going to do it.
former player.
He's going to do it because
Tough.
of you.
yeah.
I don't know. I think
It-
I think he'd be tough.
And just for the record, Salah's Lebanese.
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 That's what.
Not black at all.
No black.
No black at all. Salah's in.
He's a minority, but he's a minority. Though.
He's a minority.
Well, that
He's a
could be their
minority.
you-
He's Arab. He's Arab
minority.
American.
That
He's
could be your one
Lebanese,
interview.
okay?
You guys, Clarence tried to save me 8 times. I'm still going to ask Jesse this question. Jesse,
Uh-oh.
which non-white minority has the best shot at the Cowboys job?
Ooh. Which black?
No.
Which
I'm saying like
Robert Saleh.
You think Lebanese has a better chance than?
Yes. Yeah. Lebanese. Yeah.
What if they go Ron Rivera and Robert Saleh so you can get just and
Ron
this be
Rivera,
done?
Yeah.
Nah.
That's who will get an interview.
Robert Saleh.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's who's
Ron
gonna get an
Rivera
interview.
got an interview. He will get an interview.
Now does that Rooney Rule qualify?
Yeah, I think
Rivera?
so.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
knocks that out.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think so.
Salah's gonna give me ankles out, and he's gonna give me a hell of a defense. And we talked about this in our pre-show. What do we see throughout these games that's happening in the playoffs? Defense has been holding it down.
You got to have a defense.
So Robert Saleh could Robert Saleh would fulfill. He would fulfill my needs.
Yeah.
That didn't come out right.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Jesse.
No.
Could we wrap the conversation we had about why Robert Saleh would work?
That's a major
that was
pause.
better than this.
My coaching needs.
I don't remember why we thought Robert Saleh would work.
Because
I think he would work.
Never had a
good
QB,
coach.
never had a quarterback, and
Oh,
even
yeah.
when they had a quarterback, they thought they had one that didn't work.
Quarterback
Top
fired
5
him.
defense in yards 3 of the 4 years he was there. I think the defense was good.
Well,
They were hanging on a quarterback. Cowboys have a quarterback.
The bottom line is, if you go with a defense coach, who's going to be the offense coordinator?
Clint Kubiak.
And that's what I'm getting to. You have to get on these hiring.
Somebody that went to Arkansas
Kubiak
in
has
the
already
90s.
got 2 interviews.
What?
Nobody.
No,
We're talking about the Cowboys, right? Yeah, the OC will be somebody that went to Arkansas in the 90s or something.
Kubiak has already got 2 interviews.
2 interviews.
Okay, so you have to get on this carousel and start interviewing these coaches. So you got to find your coach, whoever you get. If it's an offensive guy, who's going to be the defense coordinator? If it's a defensive guy, who's going to be the offense coordinator? That's part of the coaching conversation.
Robert Saleh is very intriguing to me. Super chat. We them boys. Appreciate super chat, man. Hire Aaron Glenn. Well,
Deal.
all right. Okay, sure. Who
We
got
like
here?
Aaron Glenn,
Yeah.
one of my favorite Aggies.
Ernesto. It's the right move, but the wrong process. The new coach has to be a heavy hitter. Kellen, Ben. If it's Pete Carroll or Gruden, we're effed.
Well, Jerry views those as the heavy hitters is the problem.
Okay, Kellen is not a heavy hitter.
No, Pete and Gruden.
Pete and
like
Gruden.
in his mind, the
He said-
retread
No,
is the
but he's
heavy
saying
hitter.
it has
He
to
said
be
the
heavy
big
hitter.
coach has to be heavy
Like
hitter.
Ben Johnson or
Kellen
Kellen.
Oh, yeah. He
And
said
then he said,
Kellen
if
is
it's Pete
F.
Carroll, we're F.
Yeah.
Oh, Gruden, we're effed.
Kellen is not a heavy hitter.
And right, and Jeff saying that
Ben is, though.
No, I'm saying
he's that
Jerry thinks.
that Pete and Gruden are heavy hitters.
Like to Jerry,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Mike McCarthy has won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson has never been a head coach. Mike McCarthy is clearly a better coach. That's Jerry's mind.
I don't think he's going to go for a
Okay,
non-former head coach.
come on,
now.
Joey McGuire, let's go.
Come on,
That's my
Mark.
guy.
Cedar Hill.
We all love
Cedar
Joey.
Hill.
Come on.
Cedar Hill, baby.
Can he turn around?
THHL.
Well, JJ hired Mike McDaniel.
Well, he has a
He
job.
already has a job.
And he's
Yeah,
not
but-
going to trade for him.
But he would. No, yeah. So one of two things.
Is Jason Witten and Tony Romo in the conversation?
Don't do this, man. Don't
I'm
do
asking a question.
Let's not.
I'm asking a question.
Let's not.
I'm
I think-
asking a question.
I think the fact that
Let's
Dan
not.
Campbell.
I'm asking a question.
I
Are you
think
going to limbo
We
now?
don't need Clarence.
I'm asking a
But
question.
he can leave. Listen,
you gonna
we're
limbo?
fine. The fact that Jason Witten played tight end and so did Dan Campbell means that Witten has a really good chance.
You've already gone on record about what you would do if Jason Witten was head coach.
I know.
What would you do?
What would you do? Eat
What did I
Taco Bell
say?
for a month?
No,
That you was done. You
I was
leaving.
done.
You was
I was
leaving.
done.
You was done.
I was done. I'll go drive trucks.
He said he was done commenting on the Cowboys. Jason
done.
Witten was head coach.
I'll
You
go
already
drive
said that
trucks.
you was done.
I want either really, really bright offensive-minded man or really, really good leader man. One of the two. And I think Jerry's going to go neither route. And
Gonna
that's
go pushover.
I mean, he's going to get the guy who can deal with Dallas stuff and accept whatever Jerry offers him. He's going to get a head coach that is happy with whatever you give him.
Yeah.
But no, I think Saleh, Flores, I know he's off the market now, but Vrabel, like that's who I want. I want somebody to try.
If Jerry hires a black head coach or a minority head coach, a black head coach, he has to come.
He had to what?
He has to wear the dashiki. He has to wear the dashiki to the press conference.
Stop it.
Like
Oh my
like the whole dashiki
Stop
deal
it, man.
with the African garb and everything.
Can I ask a question? We obviously don't know who the next head coach is going to be, but the fact that they are doing a coaching search, considering where the Cowboys were, what does this do to their chances of actually taking the next step?
What's the next step?
I think it hurts.
Is this the right move ultimately to move on? And does this help the Cowboys in the short/long term?
It probably hurts, but that's also another thing that I kind of can't stand in the sports world. Like, I don't want to, like, I guess you can acknowledge it and believe it's true, but I don't think as a fan you should settle for, well, about week 10, they kind of figured out the scheme.
That's what I'm saying.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
New offense for Dak
Dudes
Prescott.
get traded and play 5 days later.
Yeah.
It's not okay to go through off-season, training
Right.
camp, preseason, and be like, don't worry. After 2.5 months of football games, they might get a little handle on what we're doing here. That's gross. That means you either suck at coaching or your players are dumb.
Yeah.
Like, stop it.
Sorry, super chat from what was that? Jason Barnes. Hire Robert Saleh and pay Lincoln Riley whatever he wants for OC. His stock is up at USC and is going down and will never win at USC. He's an OC of the Cowboys. Stock goes back up.
I don't think Lincoln Riley would do it, but that's an interesting idea because if you look at a lot of these college head coaches that have seen their stock fall, they go take OC jobs elsewhere. They're like, all right, I'm just going to knock you.
After they get fired.
No,
Chip
Chip Kelly didn't. He got an extension. UCLA became Ohio State's OC. Now they're going to win the national championship. You saw what Ohio State's offense.
Stop it. It wasn't about their offense.
Gave you the
It
business.
wasn't about their offense.
Gave you the business.
Ain't no way.
Jeff Hafley went from Boston
Ain't no way
College to
Lincoln Riley
DC.
leaving making $10, $12 million a year as an OC at USC. And first of all, Chip Kelly was at UCLA.
Mike.
That's like
No, but what I'm
Clarence,
saying is maybe
the mic, put it on your face.
but maybe you could take an OC from someone or
Okay,
from a
I'm
head
just
coach
saying,
somewhere.
we're
Still not putting it in your mouth.
okay. We're still talking about the damn
Pause.
Lincoln Riley. It's not even on Lincoln Riley's not leaving. I'm sorry.
All right, we got
The idea was
we
interesting.
got Hayer. This is for you, Jeff.
Oh, thank
Jeff,
you.
you are a beast.
Oh, thanks.
You inspire me to sell insurance every day so that I can keep giving you money.
Oh, whoa.
thanks, man.
Props to Big Mike. He's a good man. A new offense, not good for Dak at this stage in his career.
That's what I was implying about. Are
And
they
that
better
might-
off? Yeah.
And that might be true, but I want the guy who runs the best offense to look the quarterback. Maybe this goes to the. I don't need his friend.
Yeah.
Look that
Yeah.
quarterback dead in the eye and be like, "Are you good at this sport or not?"
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what we're running because I'm good at this.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it, you're not as good as you think you are.
Do you think Jerry told Micah this in their conversation in the suite
Listen,
on Friday night?
Listen, that's funny because I asked Micah.
better be
Better be funny.
Better be fun.
It's not funny.
Yeah, I
This
think-
one's
I
not
think
funny.
it's fine.
The bottom line is, I asked Micah about Jerry in that conversation because they had a suite. They talked. I don't know if I said this on air, but Mike and Jerry talked at least 90 minutes or more after the Cotton Bowl. And I kind of trying to wait for Jerry to come down to get information on the coaching search. They never came down. And I texted Micah, and he said he and Jerry had a great talk. I asked about Mike McCarthy, and he went radio silent. To me, that spoke volumes.
Oh, you know what would make a lot of sense?
Hmm.
Mike Zimmer, who sounded like he might just want to hang him up again and go, well, just stick around because he's buddies with Jerry. Take the head coaching job for pennies on the dollar, and then everybody will be comfortable.
I'm gonna
It would
say,
be pennies.
I'm gonna say what Bill Parcells always says. Won't you start thinking about retirement, brother? You're done. And to go, you were having a difficult time being a DC and wanting to stick around. The head coach is a whole nother sack of potatoes. I don't know if his heart into it that much to do it for the next 4 or 5 years.
Super chats. Big Bird. No NFL coach has ever coached two different teams to a Super Bowl victory. It's time for new ideas and hopefully a new culture. Agreed.
That's a
Said
great stat.
lunatic. See ya, Mike. Give me Chucky and Zim. LFG. DC4L. That sounds very Cowboys.
Big great press conference with Chucky.
That sounds.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I'll tell you what, man.
Team
That
media.
Dak Prescott there had a
you
heck
won't
of
ask
a
about
game.
them emails in your.
I will ask about them damn emails.
Okay.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man. Sometimes you write things that you forget. Okay.
What if he did the ultimate pivot at his press conference and was like, look, I'm tired of this cancel culture crap. That was just locker room talk. And just get
You know-
part of the world on his side.
I can
I'm
see him
about to
doing
say,
that.
you know, we sit in part of the world that would be like, damn it, yeah, this is our guy. This is our guy. So
Onward we go. More from you guys and super chats. Mike McCarthy out reportedly, and we are on to whatever's next.
It's not just reportedly. It's been confirmed.
Well, reported. I mean, until
It's not
until he
reportedly.
takes another job or they hire another guy. I refuse to say he ain't coming back.
Confirmed they're parting ways.
I
They're
refuse.
moving on.
Until
It's not just
I don't know.
Until Jerry
It's not
King-
happening.
You
It's
can't
not
say
happening,
reportedly
Jeff.
when we got it ourselves too, though.
until Jerry hires somebody else, I could totally see him being like, "Oh, you'll accept my low ball now? Perfect. Come on back, buddy."
Well,
No,
today
It's Jerry.
they moved on.
They've parted ways, like the Red Sea.